let me start somewhere that I want to leave off, and then, yeah. What is going on? This is roster predictions for Friday the 22nd in MLB The Show 16. We're going to be adjusting some players' ratings and seeing how it would impact them in hopes that they get their overalls changed, and which relates to Diamond Dynasty franchise and every other game mode. So we're going to dive right into it now. I'm going to be interacting with my chat because we live stream this on Twitch whenever we do it. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to come out and hang out with us the next time. Let's get started. So we're going to start out with Trevor Story. If I'm looking at him, he has 55 contact versus righties, 80 power versus righties. Let's see here. Using my list over the last 2 weeks, it looks like Story is hitting 367 with 4 bombs and 10 RBIs. So let's look at the splits. Like I said, I don't prepare ahead of time. What up, Luke? What's up, Blues? Hello, Caliciesler. Oh, nice, Nico. Okay, so let me look at Trevor Story's advanced metrics. Where are you at? Splits, okay. So he's hitting 280 versus lefties, 261 versus righties. 15 bombs against righties, 8 bombs against lefties. He's still striking out a lot. Let's go, I'm going to say maybe he gets a slight update in his contact versus lefties, maybe up to like 70. So let's do that. So he's previously a 79 overall. If we do that, where does that put him? That keeps him at a 79. Alright, so we'll say, even if he gets updated, probably no upgrade for Trevor Story. Story, contact versus lefties, +8 equals no change. Okie doke. What's up, UCLA? Hello, Llama. Hello, Andrew. Okay, so, man, it feels so dull without music, but I can't export it to YouTube if I play music. Which is annoying. Who else we got? Let's look at Mr. Jason Kipnis. So, Jason Kipnis, last 2 weeks, is hitting 415, 5 bombs, couple steals. Let's see what his splits are like on the year. Basically, if you've never watched it before, the process I go through is I just go through the top performers for the last 2 weeks, and then I look at their splits. Like overall performers, then look at their splits, and it works out pretty well, generally. So, let's see here. He's hitting 250 against lefties on the year. And his thing is 67, 296 against righties. That's probably okay. But he does have 13 homers against righties, and his power is only 59. 2 homers against lefties, and that's 45. He might need a little bit of a power upgrade, to be honest. Let's see if we give him a little power versus righties upgrade, perhaps. What if he went to like 65? Oh, I think I just realized why nothing happened. Okay, so that would be a +1 for Kipnis. So let's go with Kipnis would be power versus righties up to 65. Where was he before? He was previously at 58, I think. So power versus righties +7 gives him a +1. And then I think I messed something up on Trevor Story, and I'm going to go back and try to figure out if I did or not. Nope, never mind, I did it right. Okay, so so far we've got Trevor Story, possibly a contact versus left boost, but no, that didn't change his overall at all. Jason Kipnis, power versus righties, upgraded by about 7 points. Gives him a +1 on his overall. So, continuing on. Let's look at Mike Napoli. Okay, so let's see Mike Napoli here. Mike Napoli is an Indian, I believe, which is where I was before. Where's he at? Is he way down there? Oh, he's way down there. Okay, so let's see here. Napoli. What's up, Prodigy? Yeah, Story and Kipnis are the only two I've done. Story, I gave him a +8 contact versus lefty boost, but it didn't change his overall. And then Kipnis, a power versus righty, +7, gave him a +1 on his overall. Napoli is hitting, let's see here, 243 against righties, 267 against lefties, but he does have 17 homers against righties and only 4 against lefties. So there's a whole lot that could change on him. I could see, let's see here, Napoli, let's say his contact versus right is probably good where it's at. Contact versus left comes way down to like 65. Power versus righty goes way up to like 85. Power versus lefties comes way down, but only to like 70 because he only has 4 homers against lefties, but he barely ever gets to hit against lefties because he's a platoon guy. So let's do that. So does anything happen to him? So he actually went down 1 when I did that. So Napoli is really volatile, basically. He could go up 1 or 2, he could go down 1 or 2, because his stats need adjusted. All four stats need adjusted. So Napoli, we'll call it +1. I mean, it's basically just give or take 1, to be honest. He's either going to go up 1 or down 1, in my opinion. Depends how much they weight each one. Okay. So let's see. I'm just gonna, instead of following my list now that I have on my computer, I'm just going to be going through guys that come to mind. So I'm gonna look at Boston now because I think Mookie Betts gets a fielding upgrade. I think he's going to get it eventually, plain and simple. It's going to happen. He's somebody to invest in. But the question is, will it be 2 days from now, or will it be in the future? But, assuming he gets it right now, I don't think they change anything on his hitting. Maybe he gets a stealing upgrade, I'm not sure, but the defense is what we're looking at. So let's look at his fielding ability at 69, maybe bump that up to like 75. Arm strength is hilarious. His arm strength at 54. If we balanced everything out, like 75, 65, 65... Let's say we did that. He would be a 92. I think maybe he gets a little more than that. Maybe his arm strength and accuracy go up to like 70 instead. That would move him into 93 diamond territory. So, there we go. So we're going to call Mookie Betts a +3, maybe +2. Hopefully +3, because if he does move in, if he stays gold, if he gets an upgrade and stays gold and you invest in him, that sucks because everybody's going to sell him all at once since now we know he's not going to go diamond. But if you invest in him right now and he goes diamond, that could be beneficial. So we've got Story, no change, Kipnis +1, Napoli +1, Betts +3. One that stuck out to me lately, we're going to go back to the Indians again, is, I mean, their whole team needs an upgrade, to be honest. Lindor's still on the list also. But the easy one is Naquin, obviously, because the guy hits every ball he sees out of the ballpark. But let me look at his exact splits. It kind of just started pretty recently, because he didn't even start playing until June. So maybe it doesn't happen this week, but it's got to happen. So let's look at what we've got on the deck for Tyler Naquin. So Naquin is hitting 322 versus righties in 152 at bats. He only has 20 at bats against lefties, so there's really not any point in worrying about that. So let's look only at his righty stats. He's hitting 322 with 10 bombs. So I would say 10 bombs and 152 at bats is pretty solid. He's only got 54 games. He's got 10 bombs, including quite a few this week. So where does sunglasses go? He takes them off? Okay. So we're going to go, his power versus righty is going to bump up to like 65 maybe. And that stays. That's probably the only change I'll make, would be power versus righty up to 65. And he was a 73 before, and now he's a 74. So we'll go like +1 for Naquin, but on the rise in the future, like potential silver going forward. I'm just ripping off guys that come to mind right away right now, and then we'll go back to other guys that like I don't have in mind. So another one would be JT Realmuto from the Marlins, because he's hitting leadoff now and he's balling. So let's go look at him. I know he's a catcher. Yeah, so let's see his splits on the year. Realmuto. Hang on a second, guys. Okay, so let's see JT Realmuto. He's hitting leadoff now. I know that. What do his splits look like, though, on the year? .347 against righties, which is kind of wild. No power. 200 against lefties, which is terrible. Still no power. So lefties is 72 for him. I don't know, man. That's got to go way down. He's hitting 200. That could go down as low as like 50. And his contact versus righties has to go way up to like 75. Power versus righties is fine. Power versus lefties should go down. But he never really bats against lefties, so you can't really do much there. I'll still take it down slightly. So let's do that. He was a 76 before. I give him a -1. Everybody else is saying upgrade for him. I know he's been rocking, but like when it comes down to it, if you adjust these numbers, you have to take his contact versus lefties way down. How can you not? He's hitting 200. He can, yeah, I agree with somebody from the chat. He could get a speed upgrade. Slightly, maybe like 65. Even then, what's that do? Does that keep him at 76 then? Nah, he still goes down 1. So I'm going to say -1 for Realmuto. Oh. Which is a bummer because he's been playing really well. That's why I went and looked at him. But when you upgrade and downgrade his stats the way that they should be, can't argue with the numbers. So let's look at Sandy Leon now. He already got an upgrade, and he should get another one soon because he's hitting 400. Like, that one's easy. Like I said, I'm just ripping off guys that come to mind right away because they're having a good year. That's what I'm looking at right now. What just happened? Okay. Alright, so there's that. So we're on Sandy Leon. Diamonds are forever from Sandy Leon. Okay, so he's hitting 395 against righties. Damn, he's only played in 36 games. That's a tiny sample size. 481 against lefties in 27 at-bats. That's it. 395 against righties in 38 at-bats. I'm going to wait on him. They're not going to do anything with him. He needs another week or two. Okay. So let's see, who else do we have in mind? I guess we can look at guys that, see, like I said to those people in the chat right now, you can keep putting guys in the chat and all that, and that's fine, but I'm not going to pay any attention to it. And then at the end, when I'm done going through my own list, I'll look at the chat for anything that I didn't mention. But whatever you're typing right now, doesn't matter. Because I don't even have the window open. I'm looking at something else. I clicked back to it just now and saw like 5 requests, and I'm just like, I can't even see those. So, let's see here. What about Daniel Murphy? He's next on the list. So let's look at Daniel Murphy. I believe he needs a power upgrade, if I remember right. I think that sounds like what I was thinking the other day. So let's see here. Daniel Murphy has 18 bombs and like no power in this game. Which would be awesome if he gets power, because then I can sell my Cano and just use this guy and make some stubs. Because he's awesome. He hits really well in the game too. But we are looking at real life. Aura. Okay, so let's see here. 321 against lefties, that's fine. 366 against righties, that's fine. Power though, 13 homers against righties. 5 homers against lefties. So he needs a power upgrade in the right-handed department. Let's go with 13 bombs, 235 at bats, 67 power. Let's do this. Let's go 90 contact, 80 contact, 75 power, 50 power. So that would make him an 89. I don't remember at all what he was before, but I'm pretty sure it was an 86. Like I said, I don't remember, and then I remembered. He was 86. So we'll go Daniel Murphy plus 3. Okay, who else do we have? Tommy Joseph. He has been raking. That's right. So let's look at Tommy Joseph. He is a giant. Or excuse me, he is a Philly, because I'm stupid. Okay, so he's super low right now. But when you see a common, you don't expect to see those kind of power numbers, so not terrible. So anyway, Tommy Joseph is hitting 357 against lefties, 231 against righties. So he needs a lefty increase. Does he ever play against lefties though? Yeah, 42 at bats, 357. That's enough to get a little bit. We'll go 65 contact versus lefties, maybe even a little more. We'll go 70 contact versus lefties. 53 is fine there. It could be lower, but we'll keep it where it's at. 4 homers against lefties, 9 homers against righties. So he has no contact but hella power against righties. So let's go 70 right there. And then keep that where it's at. Maybe bring it down, but we'll keep it just for the sake. So he was 69, I think. 66 maybe, now he's 70. I think that was a +1 maybe. Tommy Joseph +1. Obviously, I know people don't generally care about guys like Tommy Joseph or Real Muto or Napoli, people that don't really impact the market or anything like that. But just, I mean, bear with me. All the important guys are going to get recognition as well. We have already had Kipnis, Betts, and Daniel Murphy as well, and Trevor Story. Alright, I'm going to pause for a minute and look through the chat for some that people have said already so that I can just get some of them out of the way real quick. Okay, Robinson Cano. No, I do not expect an upgrade for Robinson Cano. Johnny Cueto. No, he will not get an upgrade. He has already been upgraded to 92, and then he got raked twice in a row. Those are the only ones I've seen so far. Kyle Hendricks, I haven't looked at yet, but I will look at it later. Okay, back to the list. Francisco Lindor is a solid one. Kind of. Alright, I'll just write those down while I said them. Cueto equals no change. Cano equals no change. Who else did I say? I think that was it. Okay. Eduardo Nunez. Okay, let's see here. Eduardo Nunez. I think he needs an upgrade, I just don't remember where, so let me look. I skipped Lindor, I know I did it on purpose. Okay, Nunez is a shortstop, yeah, that's right. Oh, he moves around all the time. He's hard because sometimes he plays third if Sano is dinged up, which he does all the fucking time. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I just don't like Sano because he's impossible to hit with in this game with his, like, 7 vision. Okay, Eduardo Nunez, 325 against lefties, 307 against righties. Okay, so contact versus righties comes down to about 75. Contact versus lefties goes up to about 80. Power versus righties, he has 7 bombs, and this is at 45. That could go up to 55. Power versus lefties, he has 5 bombs and 83 at bats. That's fine at 64. So Nunez would go up 1 to 84. So Eduardo Nunez is a +1. Joey Votto. I don't think Votto goes up yet, but maybe soon. I hope so. It's also hard for me to talk about Votto without being biased because he's my favorite player. So yeah, so that's Votto. Votto, I'm gonna say no change for now, at least until next week, and then he gets it, I think. Okay, McCullers. Oh yeah, he's balling right now. Doesn't he have like a crazy K/9 rate or something like that? I saw something about that earlier. Yeah, Lance McCullers is killing shit. Okay. So let's look at Lance McCullers for the Astros. Yeah, his K/9 is crazy. It's like way up there. Okay, so let's see here. Lance McCullers on the season. Advanced. What's he got? 11 starts. 80 strikeouts in 62 innings. That can go up. So he's at 83 right now. Okay. That can go up to like 83, I think. What's his whip like? 38 walks in 62 innings. Where's your whip, homie? Why does Fangraphs not make whip easily accessible? Okay, there we go. Found it. 164. That's kind of high. Maybe just a K/9 upgrade. And probably leave everything else alone. Maybe that gives him like a +1, probably. +2. I could see McCullers going gold then. If they upgrade his K/9 and don't touch anything else, he goes gold. So I'm going to say McCullers +2. Alrighty. What else we got? We have Seiwon O. Got you. Let me find his numbers. Alright, so let's look at Seiwon O. And go to advanced numbers. Okay. 46 innings, 61K, that's already through the fucking roof. 13 walks in 46 innings. Meh. Hits per 9. What's he got? 28 hits in 46 innings? No, not for a closer. That's bad. Okay, so we'll do +4 in walks per 9. And I don't think anything will change, to be honest. He was 80 overall before. He's still 80 overall. So no change for Seiwon O. Another one that I wanted to look at, I'm going to write down a few guys that I was thinking about earlier. Let me just rip through a few common ones real quick. Not like common cards, but like guys that are asked about frequently. Okay, so let's look at Wilson Ramos. I know what I have in mind, but I want to look up his numbers because that's what we do. Alright, 279 against lefties. That's fine where it's at. It could go lower, but I don't know why they would when he's raking. 343 against righties. Needs an improvement. So let's do that up to like 85. Because he's had almost all of his bats against righties anyway. Power versus righties, he has 9 bombs. 68 is fine there. Power versus lefties, he has 4 bombs and significantly fewer. So yeah, I think that works. Just upgrade his contact to 85 and probably leave everything else the same, to be honest. And that takes him to 83. I feel like he deserves to be a gold and all that, except that his stats are pretty spot on already, except for that contact versus righty. Maybe that's why we keep thinking he's going to get upgraded and he doesn't, because there's nowhere to put him, really. So we'll do +1 for Ramos. That's kind of the same thing with Encarnacion. Encarnacion. Okay, I want to look at something else also, though. Because he's a catcher. I don't normally look at fielding that heavily because the devs, for what it's worth, the devs don't look at fielding when they do upgrades. They just ask a couple other people that I won't name, and those people give them fielding, like defense and speed tips. Things like durability, defense, and speed, that comes from other people. They just look at hitting and pitching for pitchers. So, assuming a certain someone has said something to somebody about fielding, he could get a fielding upgrade. So let's just go as basic as we can and zero everything out at this 73 fielding ability that he had. That would move him entirely too high. So let's not do that. That's too much. That was 71, this was 58. We'll make it 63. This was 71, I made it 73. We'll put it back to 71. This was 73 already. This was trash, we'll make it 65. This is the thing that I fucked up. Arm strength, I think, maybe. Let's move this down. Oh no, this was really low. So let's go 65 here. And 65 here. Where does that put him? That's acceptable. Somewhere between like 83 and 88. Hopefully somewhere between like 85 and 87. So I'll go... For Ramos, he wasn't 82. I'll do a +3. Let's just call him a gold and maybe he gets more than that. Okay, so let's see. Who do I have in mind next? Let's look at maybe Julio Teheran. Yeah, guys that are freaking out in the chat because you capitalize and spam some dude's name 8 times in 5 minutes. I look at chat after I finish like 3 people, and then I pick up a few more people from the chat, and I go back in. And I usually don't even pick up anybody from the chat at all until the end. I have a list in front of me on my computer. Okay, that's why I don't look at the chat, because I have another window open. Okay, so let's look here. But just to satisfy homeboy, I'm going to look at Julio Teheran, but I'll look at Jake Lamb so I don't get yelled at. Okay, so let's see here. Alrighty. We'll look at Jake Lamb. Okay. Jake Lamb is hitting 326 against righties. 190 against lefties is a problem. And 326 against righties is nice, though. But he's already so high up there. Where could he possibly go? Maybe a small power upgrade against righties? Because he's got 17 bombs? But he's hitting 190 against lefties. If you think that's going anywhere, it's not. The only place that could go is down. Power versus lefties probably does go down, to be honest. Maybe as low as like 60. And then power versus righties probably goes up a little. I could see this happening. Maybe like 85, 88. But then his power versus lefties drops way down, and his contact versus lefties probably drops down a little bit too. Like maybe like that. I could see that happening. That would move him down. I don't know about that. That might be too... I think that's too much of a power drop on this. Where was he at before? 68? 69? Let's keep him like 65 here, so that's still reasonable. We'll keep that where it was. We won't move it. And then we'll just go +3 there. So we'll move this down 3. We'll move that up 3. Even still, that moves him, or that keeps him at 82, which I think was at before. The problem is, you're not going to go up if you're hitting 190 against lefties. If you're already like maxed out against righties, which he basically is, and you hit 190 against lefties, where are you going to go? You know what I mean? So I'll say, honestly, probably no change for Jake Lamb. Maybe +1, maybe even -1. But he's just been so good, it's hard to justify giving him a -1 or something like that. Okay. Oh yeah, plate vision on him, perhaps. He's a vision guy. But he does also have lots of strikeouts. He does have 83 strikeouts. But we'll look at it. We'll just see what would happen. He would need lots of vision, I think, because it doesn't really matter. Let's be honest. As players, it doesn't really matter if he's 80 or 84. He's still super usable. Because we're only going to use him against righties anyway. And if you have to upgrade his vision to like 60 and that still doesn't make him gold, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? All that it will change is maybe he'll be slightly more usable in the lower divisions, like spring training, season series, and divisional series, because his vision will be higher. But yeah, I'm going to say no change for Jake Lamb. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to move on to Julio Teheran. And then I want to look at Ozuna and Freddie Freeman. I'll do Teheran, Ozuna, and Freeman and then recap, because we've got probably 25 people that have gotten here since after I started. Okay, so let's look at Teheran. Oh, I can do this one really quickly. I don't think Freeman gets an upgrade. I think he may actually deserve it, but I just have this weird gut feeling that they just don't want to change him, that he seems to be, like, a benchmark kind of guy, which there are certain guys that just feel that way. Like Yu Darvish is one of those guys. For a while, Cueto was one of those guys until he forced their hand a little bit. It's just kind of like they're using. He's the 84 overall poster child, and they're going to use other people to, you know, compare to those people. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, so let's look at Freeman. This is why I can't look down at chat while I'm doing this, guys. I get super distracted reading all your people when I'm still trying to focus on somebody. So I'm going to go no change for Freeman, basically, is what I was saying, just because I can get that one out of there. All the people asking about Familia because of save opportunities, that doesn't mean anything. Like, wins, saves are like wins. It doesn't really mean much, other than maybe because we have clutch as a stat in this game, maybe it does something to that, but I'll look at his ERA, or ERA doesn't mean anything either, really. I'll look at his whip and his BABIP later, but for now, and his K per 9, walk per 9, etc. But for now, I'm looking at other people. So I'm going to look at Tehran. Alright. Not his BABIP, you know what I mean? Not his BABIP, but his, like, opponent's BABIP. You see, I shouldn't have to clarify that. Alrighty. So let's look at Mr. Julio Tehran. Tehran on the season. Damn, he's 3-8. God, Braves are... He's 3-8 with a 279, poor guy. Score some runs for the man. Okay, let's see here. 125 innings, 112 Ks, so that's fine where it's at. Where's your whip? Where's your whip? 095 is great. How has his home runs per 9 been? 16 bombs and 125 innings? Okay. So let's do... This can go up to 60. This can go up to 78, and this can go up to 76. So I think Tehran has a great chance to get to 85 and become a gold in the future. Maybe not this week. Hopefully this week, though. I don't really have a reason why not this week. Just trying to be on the conservative side. But I could see him getting a +2 and going gold. I'm going to look at Marcell Ozuna real quick, and then I am going to recap the ones we've done and go grab a beer, because this one's finished. Actually, I'm going to do that first. Okay, so far what we have done is we have no change from Trevor Story. We have a +1 for Jason Kipnis, +1 for Mike Napoli, +3 for Mookie Betts, whenever he gets his fielding upgrade. I can't guarantee it'll be this week, but he's going to go +3, or somewhere in that area, somewhere from +1 to +3 eventually. It's just when will they upgrade his fielding and by how much. Naquin +1, JT Realmuto -1, Daniel Murphy +3, Tommy Joseph +1, Cueto no change, Cano no change, Nunez +1, Votto no change because I'm biased and don't want to lead you guys astray because I love Joey Votto. McCullers +2, Sewan O no change, Wilson Ramos +3, Freddie Freeman no change, Jake Lamb no change, Julio Tehran +2, and now I'm going to do Marcell Ozuna. Oh, cool, I'm already there. Alright, so let's look at Ozuna. Alright, Marcell Ozuna on the year. 350 against lefties. He's already a god there. 290 against righties. Damn. I don't think there's anything you can do. I think he's good where he's at. Which is a bummer because I have 5 because I never looked at it that closely. But I should have. Okay. So no change from Mr. Ozuna. I'm going to look through chat for some suggestions now because I'm running out of ideas. Although I haven't really even gotten to pitchers, but pitchers are tougher because there aren't any big names that are going up right now. Like no golds or diamonds are going up further. Maybe a couple golds. Oh, I could see Brandon Belt going down, by the way. He got upgraded and then started playing like shit. That one's pretty easy. Okay, let's see here. I see Schumacher, whatever. Jackie Bradley ever get gold? I don't think so. He has not, and I don't think he will. Estrada, Stephen Wright, Hendricks, Schumacher. Ozuna plate vision and discipline needs to go up. Okay, let me take a closer look at his strikeouts. 77 strikeouts is better than 52, I would say. You might be right there. Let's say... let's do that. He still doesn't go up any, so I'm going to keep him where he's at, like I said. Alright, Carlos Martinez. Well, he's a Cardinal, so that's hard for me. But I did do say 1-0. So I'll do Carlos Martinez. Just don't ask me to ever do anything for Yadier Molina, because I'll make him 0 before you can blink. Everybody just joining. Hello? Alright. Carlos Martinez. Let me find his stats, because I'm being slow right now. Somebody said, if you haven't yet, Adam Wainwright. Not yet. I'm thinking next week or the week after. You don't downgrade a guy that far and then let him jump back up this quickly. He needs to prove it a little longer. God damn, if you search Carlos Martinez, obviously there's more than one, but there's 3 on Fangraphs, and the one we want is in the middle, so it took me a second. Okay, Carlos Martinez, 2.85 ERA. Like I said, ERA doesn't really mean anything. 91 strikeouts in 107 innings. So that's not enough to raise that K per 9, or really even close, to be honest. Hits per 9. What's his whip? 116. Good, not great. We'll go maybe 65. How many walks? 36 walks. That's not terrible, I don't think. Let's do that. I could see a +1 for Carlos Martinez. C Martinez equals +1. Okay, so let me scroll back up. What do you mean? Somebody said, is Murphy's fielding that bad that he doesn't deserve an upgrade? I gave him a +3, man. Like I said, let me go ahead and add, I will continue to do this one every week until it happens. So let me go ahead and adjust neck tattoo over here to go ahead and add this one. Alright, so that's about it for that one. We won't take him all the way down. We'll give him. We'll leave him a little bit. So there's that one. Let's see what that did. A solid 22 overall. So we're giving Yadier Molina a minus 59. Okay, moving on. No to Stroman. Springer, I looked at recently, and everything. I used to think he deserved an upgrade, and then I realized he's already right where he should be. Kyle Hendricks and Schumacher, that's right, Schumacher. He needs an upgrade. So let me look at his numbers exactly. By the way, for the person who earlier said that, like, I'm just throwing random numbers and random stats, the entire point of this is that I'm not doing that. Would you rather me just make a 10-minute video that says Schumacher plus 12 and be exactly like everybody else that does it, or would you like each of us to have a little bit difference? Tips does it his way, Sporer does it his way, I do it this way. We all are friends and we all like that each of us does it a different way. This is my way. Okay. So, Matt Schumacher. I have not done Fulmer yet. What's up, Water? Okay, so Schumacher has 106 innings, 110 Ks. That could go up a little bit. If you're over a 1-to-1 ratio, your K per 9 should be at least 75. That's a general rule of thumb. So if you're at 110 Ks and 106 innings, we'll go like 77. Home runs per 9, only 13 bombs in 106 innings. That can go up. And then hits per 9, what's your whip, homie? 126. Not great. Walks per 9 is already super high. Let's do that. I could see Schumacher going to about an 84. I'm generous with these, so that tells you there's potential there for an 85, but conservatively probably an 83, 84. So I'm gonna write +2/+3, but we'll call it +2. Even though he went up 3 when I did that, we'll call it +2. Because, like I said, I'm aggressive. While you're on the while you're on the Angels, thoughts on Andrelton Simmons? I don't know much about his stats, but I know he's just a defensive specialist. I'll look up his numbers, though, and see if I change my mind. .298 against lefties, but only 57 at bats. But nonetheless, it's .298, and he's at 49. .256 against righties, that's fine. He doesn't hit bombs ever. So those could be, honestly, that could be lower. The problem with Simmons is, if you're going, I think they'll just leave him as he is, because he's a defensive specialist, and that's what they already have him as. If you're going to adjust his stats, what you would have to do is up his contact versus lefties, and decrease everything else. So I don't think he ever goes gold, if that's what you're asking. Because if you're going to give him this lefty upgrade to like 60 here, then everything else has to come down a little bit. And that's not going to do you any good. So I think they probably just leave him where he's at, personally. So I'll say Simmons, no change. I'm pretty sure it is probably Schumacher, not Shoemaker. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not an Angels fan and I don't watch their broadcast, but pretty much everybody else that's ever spelled it that way has been Schumacher. Okay. Let's see here. Who else we got? Oh, yeah, Michael Fulmer. Thanks on who? On Simmons? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see. I mean, I suppose he could get an upgrade because he's hitting great in July, but like, July is such a fucked up month for stats, and it's still only the 20th today. Well, 22nd on Friday, but they set their rosters in on Wednesday nights. But I don't know. July's such a fucked up month for stats, and I just looked at his stats on the year because I don't think he's gotten any change this year. So if they're going to change him, they're not going to do a change based on the last 2 weeks. They're going to do a change based on the whole year. The only time you see numbers change based on the last week or two is guys that have already been moved. But what they do is they take a guy who's been playing great the last couple weeks. They move his stats up or down according to what he's done the whole year. So like if you hit 3, like Seager for example, or Longoria, when those two guys hit, I did look at Tommy Joseph CBA and I give him a +1. But anyway, when those two guys hit like 3 homers in a game in the same week, they went up. But they went up based on their entire year's numbers, not based on that week. Okay, Michael Fulmer. Let me see his stats. I know everything just needs to go up, but I don't know by how much without looking. Keep in mind, I can't get to every player. I can't possibly get to every player. So, I'll get to as many as I can. Well, rather, as many as I want to. When I decide I'm done, I'm done. Or what I like to do at the end is, you know, I'll get all these guys, I'll write them down, I'll go through it like this. And then at the end, I'll just look through the people in the chat's things and just go off instinct without looking up the stats. Hello, young Josh. Oh, me and Josh are going to have a wager match soon as well. Maybe this weekend, I don't know. Or no, I know he's gone this weekend. Maybe like in the next couple days, depending on what he's doing. But Josh is obsessed with Chipotle and always gives away Chipotle gift cards on his stream and everything like that. So I told Josh that we're going to have a wager game. And if I win, Josh has to buy Qdoba for his lunch and eat Qdoba on stream, like betray Chipotle in front of his fans. So that'll happen. Okay. So let's see Fulmer here. Fulmer has 77 Ks in 84 innings, so he's already fine in K per 9. In fact, like I said, a 1-to-1 K ratio is usually equivalent to 75 K per 9, and he actually has fewer Ks than innings. So, I don't know about that one. But walks per 9, 28 and 84, that's not very good. Maybe that stays. 6 homers is good, though. That could go up a lot. That could go up to like 65. What about hits per 9? What's your whip, big dog? Pretty damn good. I'm going to say 75 there. What would that do? That would make him an 82. I could see Fulmer going low 80s. He's already 80. I don't think he gets to gold without a few more weeks to adjust. I do think he has the great potential to get to gold in the future, but right now I don't see it. I'm going to go +2 on Fulmer. He said Mose is better. He said relax. Oh, man. I'm just going to respond to some quickly based off instinct. Ryan Dole, yes, I do think Ryan Dole gets an upgrade. The ones that are like big time, like guys that might go silver to gold or gold to diamond, which I don't think there are any this week, except for maybe Mookie Betts, by the way. And but those guys, those are the type of the guys that I want to go in depth on right here. But like Ryan Dole, I think he's 75 overall. Yeah, he deserves an upgrade. Maybe not high enough to get to silver. Hopefully he does. But stuff like that. Who else do we have that's in that area? Is Eddie Matthews good in this game? I have not had success with Eddie Matthews. Will Myers, isn't he like super balanced already? Let me look. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let me look at his stats. I dropped it. Uh-oh. Looks like Will Myers was part of one of Paul's recent podcasts. Wonder where that came from. JK. Alright, let's see here. Will Myers is hitting .323 against lefties. He's already got super high contact anyway. 7 homers and only 93 at-bats. He's already got solid power. Righties, he's got 78 power. I did Naquin, Josh, and I only gave him a +1. And he deserves more than that, but when you look at his numbers, he hasn't had enough at-bats to get much more than that. He needs lots of at-bats, or not lots, he needs a few more at-bats. He needs like another week or two of at-bats before you can go like +9. Michael Saunders, I will look at that one, of course. Obvious guys are going to get looked at. Jonathan Scope, I've had Jonathan Scope +1 to like 83 or 84 or whatever it is. He's not going gold in my opinion, but I've had him on the brink like every week forever, so I've given up on him. Let's see here. Who was I looking at? Myers? What was my prediction on Ramos? +3 if they upgrade his defense, +1 if they don't. Will Myers. Okay, stop distracting me. I think Myers is good. That's the prediction on Myers. We'll go no change on Myers. I'll do like 2 more and then recap. And then I'll probably do more after that as well. But I have a ton of people asking me about guys that I've already gone over. So, let's see here. Yeah, Water just answered the question for me. Saunders is super easy. He's hitting like 209 over the past however many weeks. So that one's super easy. Wainwright, I said no change and then didn't write it down. But I'm also a Reds fan, so that one's tough for me. Hang on, one of my robots is broken. Yeah, I'll fuck with it later. It's not working right now, though. Okay. So let's see here. Will Myers, the last one I did, I said no change. I'm only going to do a few more, probably. Estrada. Marco Estrada. Hasn't he been hurt? Wait, is that Sanchez or Estrada? One of them's been hurt for, like, a decent amount of time. Yeah, Estrada's been hurt, dude. Oh, never mind. He only missed 1 turn in the rotation, didn't he? I could see something with him. But I'll wait till he gets back. Vargo, you got that view bot from the NWO, dude. What even is that? I don't even know. I have no fucking clue what that is. Did I do Votto yet? I did. I said that it's very difficult for me to predict Votto because he's my favorite player. So I just tried to be as unbiased as I can and said no change this week, but eventually, hopefully, he goes back up to Diamond. But you see what my point there? I wasn't even trying to say what I'm hoping was going to happen. I just said eventually, as if to say he was going to go back up to Diamond. I still couldn't help but throw in, hopefully. So there's no sense in me trying to predict Votto. All right. Aaron Sanchez. Because he's been looking great. Estrada, no change. Aren't they moving Sanchez to the pen? Oh my god, I can't look at everybody under the moon, guys. I know the phrase is sun. I don't know why that happened. Okay, Sanchez, 108 Ks and 125 innings. So that's fine. Because 1-to-1 equals 75. 37 walks and 125 innings. It's not bad. What is happening? There we go. How much would he need to get to gold? Because I don't think he gets there, but what would it take? So he would need a plus 6 in walks per 9 to get to gold. Because his K per 9 is not changing, and his hits per 9 is not changing. He would need a plus 6 in walks per 9 to get to gold. So if you decide that you think 37 walks and 125 innings is enough to give him up to 64, then he goes gold. If you don't, he doesn't. I don't. I think he stays where he's at. I think he gets to like here, maybe. Which is still an 84. So I'm going to say no change on Sanchez. But he's close. Think about how close that is, though. Steve Dalkowski. But the man never pitched a major league inning, though. Jackie Bradley Jr., nope. Jonathan Scope, like I said, I predicted like plus 1. What's he at? I predicted him to not go gold. So where's he at? He is at 83. I predicted plus 1 for him like every week forever. So I'm seeing 8 million different people that I've already talked about because we've got more viewers in here now. So I'll recap. Hey, Rebel is back. My bot. I think. Alright. Hyun-Soo Kim. Okay. I don't even remember what position he plays, but I know he's an Oriole. There you are. Alright, let's look at Hyun-Soo Kim. If you search Hyun, you see Byung-Hyun Kim, Hyunjin Ryu, and Hyun-Soo Kim. Alright, Hyun-Soo Kim, damn, he's got some high... Oh, I've hit so many bombs with this dude in BR, back when I used to play BR. Man, I remember him. When he has a high inside edge, he's so good in this game. Because you can just stick his ass at first base and rake. You guys are more than welcome to help me in the chat when everybody asks 3 or 4 times about the same guy and it's somebody I've already been over. That would be awesome. Alright, Hyun-Soo Kim hasn't gotten a single hit against a lefty this year, so that's not going anywhere. He's 0 for 11. 355 against righties. He's already got 83 contact. What are you wanting on Hyun-Soo Kim? He's already got 83 contact. He has only 3 homers and 53 power, so that's fine. He doesn't have any hits against lefties. What are you suggesting should happen to Hyun-Soo Kim? Right, but Easton, what I'm saying is, where would he possibly go up? He doesn't have any hits against lefties, and he's hitting 355 with with 3 bombs against righties. There's nowhere that could change. Bro, my robot is so fucked up right now. Hang on, let me fix this guy. Yeah, is he working? What's a good number for contact? What do you mean? I guess I'll write down Kim as no change since I took the time to look into it. You mean like what's a good batting average in real life that equates to a contact number? Or like if you're going to use the guy in the game, how high does his contact need to be? I guess I don't understand. Because that's all preference. No problem, Easton. Oh, goodness. Justin Verlander? Like to use in Diamond Dynasty. I think it depends. If you're looking at like first base, your dude should be great at everything. Because they're all good. What batting average equates to a 90 contact rating, in my opinion? Like maybe like 340 over a large sample size. Will this be archived to watch later? Yes, I don't have music on purpose so that I can move it, so I can export it straight to YouTube when I'm done. Chesler Cuthbert, isn't he like 65 overall? That's one that doesn't have an impact on anyone. 69, alright, sorry, I'll look. Bro, St. Louis Blues fan and Chief McFly, if you guys ask me about every player in the Cardinals roster the rest of this time, I'm just not going to answer any of them. I was willing to do Say-1-0. I was willing to do Wainwright. I think I even did another one, Carlos Martinez. I'll look at Diaz, but now you're asking for Carpenter and Diaz and a bunch of guys. Chill. You know I hate the Cardinals. Don't ask me to do their entire team. Chesler Cuthbert. Oh, yeah, I also did take Yadier Molina all the way down to 22 overall. I forgot about that one. Chesler Cuthbert. I've seen that one asked for like 25 times, so let me look. Is Kershaw really out for the year? If so, will his overall go down? I have no idea if he's out for the year or not. And his overall definitely would not go down. If there's some new injury with him today that I don't know about, then maybe he is out for the year. But unless it happened today, I'm pretty sure he's not. Because I haven't looked at anything today. I was watching other shit earlier. Okay, Cuthbert, 298 versus righties. He's hitting 63-45 on here with 5 bombs. We could give him a slight power boost. We could go 50-65. 298, 65, probably a little. Yeah. That's fine. 277 against lefties, 52, 55 probably. 3 bombs against lefties, 51. Chesler Cuthbert would go to +1. Alright. I'm going to do like 4 more because it's 8:15. Oh, don't get me wrong, Luke. If you just bought Kershaw and he really is out for the year, his price will still plummet. Just so you know. Because people are stupid and that's what happens. It'll plummet for a short while and then it'll go back to normal because it shouldn't plummet, but it will. Do you see any of these players getting upgraded? Danny Salazar, he's deserved one for a while. When he gets it, he gets it. But at this point, I think we're all done guessing when it's going to happen. Victor Martinez. I don't know. Let me look at Martinez. Because I'm interested to know about that one because I use him. Victor Martinez is hitting straight up 295 in both stats. Actually, I think I can already answer this question. I don't know why I took the time to do that. Victor Martinez is a very difficult sell for an upgrade ever. because he's already a great hitter and there's no fielding upgrades that can be given and no speed. So I'm going to say no on Victor Martinez. I don't think I'm going to write that one down either. That one's easy. Nico, I'm not saying Kershaw would get a downgrade. I'm saying his price would drop heavily. D. Gordon's price dropped immediately, and then it went back up eventually because everybody went, oh shit, his overall's not going to change. That's what happens. Just like how when Stanton wins a home run derby, it does nothing to his overall, but he goes up 10K. Or when Jake Arrieta threw a no-hitter and it did nothing to his overall for 3 weeks, he went up 25K. That's just how it works. People overreact to nothing. Yes, Wilson Ramos gold, Llama. Okay, I'm going to go over all of these guys that I've talked about already. Trevor Story, no change. Jason Kipnis, +1. Mike Napoli, +1. Mookie Betts, +3, or 1, or 2. Who really knows? Mookie Betts will get an upgrade at some point because his fielding has to get upgraded. There's no possible way we can know when or by how much, because there isn't much of a precedent for fielding upgrades. Because they don't care about fielding upgrades. They don't upgrade fielding. They just ask a few certain select community members that I'm not going to out. And those guys give them information about fielding upgrades because they don't have time to look at that kind of stuff. So whenever they decide to read their emails, fielding upgrades could go up. So Mookie Betts will get an upgrade at some point. I don't know by how much and I don't know when. Tyler Naquin, +1 until he gets more at-bats, at which point if he continues this pace, he could go up like 10. JT Realmuto, -1. What did I do to my pen? Sorry. Daniel Murphy, +3. Tommy Joseph, +1. Cueto, no change. Cano, no change. Eduardo Nunez, +1. Joey Votto. I want to say upgrade, but he's my favorite player, so you shouldn't listen to anything that I say on Joey Votto, therefore I'm saying no change. McCullers, +2. Seiwan O, no change. Wilson Ramos, +3. Marcell Ozuna, no change. Freddie Freeman deserves it, but I don't think he gets it, so no change. Jake Lamb, no change. Julio Teheran, +2. Carlos Martinez, +1. Matt Shoemaker, apparently, +2. Andrelton Simmons, no change. Or, like, everything could change and he still stays at 84 overall. Fulmer, +2. Will Myers, no change. Adam Wainwright, Estrada, Sanchez, and Hyun-Soo Kim, no change. Chesler Cuthbert, +1. People that I missed, I'll do, like, a few more. But, I mean, I've already done hella people. Most of these videos that you see, everybody does, like, 12 guys. I just run through the entire fucking MLB roster on every team. Oh my gosh, my robot is being annoying. I think I fixed it though. DD, Beltran, Lindor, Blackman. I'm gonna go +1 or 2 on Lindor. I'll go +1 or 2 on Lindor, I think. His is easy. He just gets like +5 in every stat. Basically. I don't really have to look him up. I already know about him. He basically just gets like +5 right here in both of these. And then like 1 or 2 in these. Like his is easy. He goes +1 or +2. That might not have even moved him. You see what I mean? Like, he deserves a little bit of an upgrade in all of these. So like, he's not going to get to 93, but he could get anywhere from 88 to 91. Fielding is the problem, though. Will Pomeranz stay gold after he gets traded? Why would trading him make him not gold? His overall doesn't go down when he gets traded. Michael Saunders, no way in hell. He's hitting like 209. Yeah, no, we know he's already gotten traded, Tyler. What he meant is when he moves to the Red Sox. So, I mean, you see what I'm saying, though? Like, I gave him +5 in both power categories, I gave him +2 in both hitting categories, and I moved his fielding up 5 in every category, and he's still only a 90. So... yeah. So that's what I'm going with for now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video, basically. So I'm done with my roster predictions for YouTube. I'm going to go over it one more time. I'll talk about a few more on stream that you guys ask about while I'm playing the game, but I want to play the game now because I've been doing this for a while, like an hour and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and be done with my video so that way I can export this highlight after I go over everybody. And then while I play, I'll just respond to your guys' answers or questions. So, yeah, so let me go over this real quick. No change on Saunders and Lindor +2. Okay, so we've got Trevor Story with no change, Jason Kipnis with a +1, Mike Napoli +1, Mookie Betts plus anywhere from 1 to 3, and I have no idea when. Just depends on how much they move him up and when. Yadier Molina -59, Tyler Naquin +1, JT Realmuto -1, Daniel Murphy +3, Tommy Joseph +1, Cueto and Cano both with no change, Eduardo Nunez +1, Joey Votto no change, but like maybe he goes up. Lance McCullers +2, Seiwan O no change, Wilson Ramos +3 if they up his fielding. If they don't, +1 on his hitting alone. Ozuna no change. Freddie Freeman no change. Jake Lamb no change. Julio Teheran +2. Carlos Martinez +1. Matt Shoemaker +2. Andrelton Simmons no change, or like I said, like all of his hitting stats change, but like he stays the same anyway. Fulmer +2. Will Myers, no change. Adam Wainwright, no change. Estrada, Sanchez, and Kim, no change. But I think Sanchez could happen, to be honest. I think it could happen. Anyway. Hyun-Soo Kim, no change. Chesler Cuthbert +1. Michael Saunders, no change. And Lindor +2. Thank you for watching the video. Those still watching on Twitch, we're not done. I'm just closing out my video. But if you're watching this on YouTube after I export it over there, thank you for watching. I'll have a link to my Twitch channel in the description. And, you know, go ahead and subscribe for me so you can just know when these come out in case you don't catch the live stream on Twitch next week and every week after that. Thank you very much, and have a great day.